Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rick, your singing wealth coach, and today we're going to be talking about how to build a financial empire. And in fact, we're going to be talking about how to build a family financial empire. And let's get right to our training for the day. Okay, typically the way that people do business, especially in this internet era that we're in, they do what you call creating a funnel to create generational wealth. A funnel means that people come into your funnel, the majority of the people out here, most people. They come into your funnel and they pay the least amount. All right, and then secondly, you have less people here, and these people pay a little more. And then finally, you have your dream customer down here. And they pay the most. Now this is the model that you see most people, all the gurus and people who create funnels. This is called a funnel, okay? In other words, if you want to make money perpetually and you want to create generational money and build a financial empire, then you want people coming into your funnel while you sleep. You need to create systems that draw people into your funnel while you sleep. The problem with this model is that because people aim at the folks who pay the least amount of money, they very seldom make it down here to the people that pay the most. Why? Because life is energy, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever you focus on is what's going to happen to you. If you have most people coming into your life and they pay you the least amount of money, that's going to drain your energy. You know why? Because people who pay the least amount of money are energy vampires. They don't appreciate what it is that you have. They don't bring a whole lot to the table, and they drain you of your precious energy. Energy is something that's so precious because as your energy goes, so goes your bank account. Developing an empire means that you have to have perpetual energy, meaning that the people that come into your life on a consistent basis have to be people that add to you, not people that detract from you. Now the principal scripture for this is Proverbs 21:5, and it says that the thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness, but to everyone who is hasty, only to want. So when you invite people into your life that want to pay you the least amount of money, these are hasty people. These are the people you ever been, you're driving down the street and somebody just drives in and rides you off the road, and then you just get to the light and they sitting right there too. These are hasty people. These are people who like to pay the least amount of everything because they're frantic. They're selfish. They like run you over. They like think the world revolves around them. So if you recruit these people into your empire, what you're going to have is a lot of heartache, plop, fears, what a relief it is, and find yourself drinking Pepto-Bismol for lunch, dinner, and breakfast, okay? So you don't want this. This is not what you want. This is what most people do. So this is, and then secondly, you start dealing with people who got a little bit more sense. They got a little bit more sense, but it's less of them, okay? So now you want to deal with these people, but the problem is that these people are wearing you out. So now your energy level to deal with them is smaller, so they can't get the best of your service, all right? You want to give people what? The best of your service. Listen, when you're running a business and running an empire, here's the idea. If the person, if they have a bad experience with you, then they're never coming back, and they're going to tell everybody about you, and they're going to burn bread on you, and you're going to find yourself out of business. If they have a regular experience where they're satisfied, well, you're not necessarily going to get any referrals from that because everybody expects what they expect, and you've just done your reasonable service when you give a person what their expectation is. However, when you blow a person's mind, did not blow your mind this time. When you give a person a mind-blowing experience, then they tell everybody about you, and you don't have to run around trying to figure out who the next customer is you're going to get because you find yourself with more customers than you can hardly keep up with because of the referrals. The referrals come from these people here, your dream customers. That's right, people who treat you right. They pay the most for your service, they got great attitudes, and they're the kind of people that you want in your circles. That's where you start building an empire with. You don't start building an empire with most people, you start building an empire with the fewest people. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. The best salesman that ever walked the face of the earth is Jesus Christ. Jesus said, he made this statement, he said, except you eat my flesh and drink my blood, you have no part in me. He was downsizing to get rid of a lot of people who had this attitude. They had the least amount of faith, they had the least amount of energy, they had the least amount of alliance and loyalty, but it was most of the people that was with him. So what he did was, he said, I'm about to build an empire, a global empire around the whole world. Everybody's going to be talking about me years after I'm gone because my gospel is working. So what he said I'm going to do is that I'm going to build an empire, a dynasty, a kingdom. And in order to be able to do that, I got to flip this thing around. I can't have most of the people hanging out around me because they got the least amount of faith. All right, so what he decided to do was, I just want a few people around me who are willing to make the biggest payment. All right, in other words, I need some sacrificial guys with me who are willing to even lay down their lives if necessary. So he reduced that big crowd down to a crowd of 12. Then he decided that one of them wasn't no good, so he got rid of him too, and he reduced his crowd down to a crowd of 11. But listen, dynasties are built off of the smaller amount of people. Why? Because these small amount of people are willing to pay a bigger price. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I'm not just talking about a money price. They're more loyal to you. They got a better attitude. They're more faithful because it's the person that you dream of being around on a regular basis. You don't dream about being around these people. Oh yeah, you have dreams about these people, but they're called nightmares. All right, the dreams that you have about these people in the front. So that's why the traditional way of doing a funnel is not very effective. So let me show you what it takes to build a kingdom. In fact, you want to turn this thing around, and you want to have the same attitude that the best salesperson that ever walked the face of the earth, and that's Jesus Christ. You want to have the same attitude that he had, and you want to build your families and your kingdoms the same way that he built his kingdom. So turn that thing around like this. Okay? Now, what happens here? The first people that should be up here, that enter into your funnel right here, they should be family. All right? And the reason they should be family is because the people that you want to have the most loyalty are the fewest people. All right? See, if you start out with your family, that means that you pour your energy into the fewest people around you, and then your energy starts to spread out because that energy spreads out through the people that you helped. This is the problem with families. This is why families don't have dynasties. It's because they pass right by one another and they start trying to get down here and deal with the crowd. But that's not how the crowd is built. The crowd is built on culture. In other words, you make sure that your culture up here is a culture of loyalty. You make sure that your culture up here is a culture of energy. You make sure that your culture up here is a culture of people who want to be here. Don't let people into your companies anymore. We haven't even got to the companies yet. Let's just talk about the family members, okay? So you have somebody in your family. It might be your son, it might be your daughter, it might be your mother, it might be your father, it might be your sister, it might be your brother, maybe your spouse. It may be, but you have somebody in your family that you can absolutely trust. Somebody, okay? And that's the people that you should go after first, your family, and make sure that you deal with the people that are most loyal, all right? So if you're a husband and a wife, okay, you want to look up to your elders, all right? And as you operate, listen to me, because I'm talking about how to get rich now, and I'm talking about how to be able to build financial dynasties. But the first thing that you have to build is a culture of appreciation and respect in your family, because God blesses people whose families walk upright. The family is the beginning of the church. The church is nothing but an extension of the family. The family is the most important thing on the face of the earth. There is no life, there is no culture, there is no civilization, there is no kingdom building, there is no nothing without the family. For this cause shall a man, a husband, leave his father and his mother, and cleave unto his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh. So to build a family dynasty or a family legacy, first of all, these two people have to be on one accord. Now you say, Ricky, once we get on one accord, what do? You look to the elders, all right? And then you make sure that those elders are honored. This is how financial dynasties are built. Because the Lord said, listen, honor thy father and honor thy mother. He said, which is the first commandment or is a commandment with promise, all right? So honor your elders so that everything that you do will be blessed. Because you're about to build an amazing, astonishing kingdom. And without this, none of the rest of the stuff is going to happen. It's not going to shrink down because you're violating Bible principles. Bible principles are what makes you have a viable, lasting, legal, lawful legacy and posterity that lasts perpetually from generation to generation to generation to generation. You'll notice that the richest people in the world are Jewish people, all right? If you go to the Forbes 500, you'll notice that even though Jewish people make a small population, a small percentage of the population of the world, they make a big percentage of the Forbes 500. Why? Because they have some values that they live by, and they are biblical values. One of those values is that they honor their elders. All right? They honor their elders. Are you honoring your elders? And then you're wondering if you're not honoring your elders, why your business is not doing so good, why things are out of control. That's first things first. This thing spreads out, okay? So it starts with a husband and a wife, or single if you're a single person. Then you make sure that you honor up. So you honor up first, and then that wisdom comes back down. It's called compounded wisdom. My mother, Mary Ballard, just passed away recently as we do this video. She passed away on the 28th of February of this year. She was 89 years old. She was who I looked up to, all right? So I got a lot of wisdom from her, and because of my wisdom that I received it from her. I didn't buck the wisdom. I received it gratefully, graciously received it, and she taught me how to be a man who has some like heart, how to be a man who doesn't get an attitude really easy, how to be somebody to be extremely grateful, how to be somebody to be creative and come up with ideas, and how to be somebody that can sustain success because it's just something that you do on a daily basis. It ain't something that you get all excited about just because you made one little breakthrough. So you learn family legacy from up. Now you say, Ricky, I don't have Mr. Rick, Mr. Wealth Coach, I don't have anybody to look up to. Well, get you some elders to look up to. You said, I don't have any family members to look up to. Well, you better get you some elders to look up to, because this kingdom thing is not going to happen without them. Listen to me good. You got to stop putting the cart before the mule. You have to have somebody up here who's got more sense than you. You don't have enough sense. That's right. You don't have enough sense by yourself. Because you ain't got enough sense, you ain't got enough dollars. Because dollars follow sense. All right? Not sense, C-E-N-T-S. Sense, S-E-N-S-E. Dollars follows sense. And you get your sense from somebody that's got what? More sense than you do. So this wisdom is passed down to you, and now you're able to start building a financial dynasty. All right, so that's the way you want the people to come in now. So then after you start dealing with your elders, now you start dealing with business people, all right? So now you want clients. So you want just a few clients who spend the most money. All right? Now, that's where you want to cut it off at. That's what you want your focus to be on. All right? Everybody that comes into your dynasty as a business person should just be the clients, only the clients who are willing to spend the most money with you. They hold you in very high esteem, and you hold them in very high esteem. Listen to me good. That stuff that they taught y'all about getting a whole bunch of people in, and by the time you get through with them, you'll finally end up with the people you're looking for. That's some fool's gold. That doesn't work. You know why? Because you never make it down there. So start up here and stay up there. Are you listening to me? This is how you build a financial dynasty. First, you get your wisdom from upstairs, let it trickle down to you, and then you start inviting in people who are predisposed and looking for you. Don't go out looking for a client for the rest of your life. Just make yourself so wonderful, so energetic, so confident, so good at what you do until the clients come and look at you, looking for you, and they are loyal. They come to you, all right? And they already have the money that they were going to spend anyway. They're just so glad that they found you. They were walking around with money saying, man, I need to spend this money in this particular area, in this particular field. I don't know who to spend the money with. And then they find you. So make sure that your funnel just allows people to come in and find you, and then you find the people. But you don't want a whole lot of people trying to find you, because only the few, the Bible says, many called, but few are chosen. So strive to get in at the straight gate, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way that leads to eternal life, and only be a few that find it. So you're looking for the few people who want to be in the straight gate. You're not looking for a lot of people. You're looking for a few people who want to come into the straight gate, and they got the most money too. In other words, they already predisposed, already ambitious, already loving, already kind, already faithful, already honest, already. You don't have to convince them to be that way. They were that way before they met you, and they're looking for you because you got the same attributes that they have, and that's who you want to be. That's who you want to concentrate all all of your marketing towards, all of your ads towards, the way you write your books, the way you present yourself. You're just looking for one group of people. Stop looking for a whole bunch of people who don't add up to your company's culture. Stop that. Make sure that your culture is one that you look for one type of person. They got a good attitude and they got money. They got a good attitude and they got money. They got a good attitude, it's only a few people, and they got money. All right? Attitude is good right here. Really good attitude. Really good attitude. Attitude is great. All right? The attitude is not good. The attitude is not okay. It's not mediocre. It's a great attitude. A great attitude. It's only a few people that you're going to run into with great attitudes, and they got a bunch of money. That's all you want to concentrate on. Now, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that now more people are going to come in, but they're going to come in because of your loyal clients. Now, everybody else that comes into your financial dynasty, you didn't recruit them. They came in because they saw the amazing results that these people were getting. Celebrate the results of the people who got the most money, got the best attitudes. Celebrate the results, make them your total focus. Now what's going to happen behind that? What's going to happen is people are going to notice what's going on with them, and they're going to come in with a good attitude. They might not have as much money, but they definitely going to come in with the right attitude. Because you can put up with people with less money as long as they got a good attitude, but you don't have to recruit them. You don't have to try to figure out how to coerce them and they come into your kingdom. You just allow them into your kingdom because they came in as a result of these people. These people are the ones who bring these people into your fray. All right? Now you say, how's that, Ricky? That's because they observe the relationship that these people have with you. They're like, man, these people get along really good. The Bible put it like this. It says, by this shall all men know that we are his disciples, because of the love that we have one to another. People, when they see your business, when they see your company, when they see your culture, and they see that you all are skin tight and stomp down with each other like 4 flat tires, they realize that, you know what, I might as well get with them because they're not going to change their culture for me. As a matter of fact, they ain't even paying me no attention. Matter of fact, they don't even care if I come into the culture or not. Are you listening to me? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? When a person knows that you got it going on, and that they don't care whether you come in or not, if you don't care whether they come in or not, then they automatically gravitate towards you. Why? Because human nature is that people gravitate towards what moves away from them. People don't gravitate towards what comes out. If I start running at you and coming at you, your natural instinct is to put them up, put them up, put them up, put them up, put them up. That's your natural instinct, right? You gotta put them up because you gotta defend yourself. That's the only way people can survive. When you come at me, you're a threat. But if I just let you know what it is that I'm doing, and let you know the time frames and whatever, the rules and regulations are for you to get involved in it, and that you can do it if you want to or don't do it if you don't want to, then you can make an intelligent decision on your own whether or not you want to be a part of this empire. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? We all do the same thing all the time. Because listen, people don't buy what you want to sell them. People buy what other people are buying. Are you listening to me? People don't buy what you want to sell them. People buy what other people want to buy. So when they see these other people are involved with you, then they automatically want to come up and get some of this same juice. People love to be a part of something that's special. People love to be a part of something that's phenomenal. You take Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs said, listen, we're about to bust out with 3 new products. He said, you know what? But they all just a phone, all 3 things in one. People lined up and lined up and lined up and lined up to buy something that wasn't even created yet. Why? Because they wanted to be a part of something that was special. Steve Jobs drew the people who was willing to pay for the iPhones, fans that really loved what was going on. Everybody else caught wind of it and said, we don't want them to get in the game without us being in the game. All right, this is Rick signing off. It's been a plum pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. And remember that stellar is as stellar does. Get your financial kingdom on.